of you for joining us today for the launch of challenges for innovative solutions for efficient use and management of water in India. These challenges are being launched in partnership with the Innovation Center Embassy of Denmark and Denmark Technical University. And on behalf of Aayog, I would first of all like to welcome our friends and co-organizers for this challenge from the Danish side. So from the embassy, we of course have His Excellency Ambassador Freddy Svane, Dr. Stine Joergensen, Jakob William Oberg, Asta Vora, and from Denmark Technical University, we have Marianne Thellersen, Marie-Louise Mobile, and Linda Waltz. So I don't see Linda here. I do hope that she's joining in a bit. Before we get started, we would also like to acknowledge the inputs that we've received from the various other government departments towards the planning and construction of the challenge statements. So we've received challenges and difficulties from the Jal Jeevan Mission, Amrit, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, the Swachh Bharat Mission, as well as the Atal Bahujal Yojana. I would now like to invite our mission director, Mr. Ramanathan, to please start and introduce the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita, and good morning and good afternoon to everybody who has logged on from different parts of India as well as from different parts of the world. My name is Ramanan. I'm the Mission Director of Atal Innovation Mission. The Atal Innovation Mission is a flagship national initiative for creating and promoting an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of the country. It is housed in the NITI Aayog, the National Institution for Transforming India, and it was the brainchild of the Honorable Prime Minister to set up this very important mission so that a country which is 1.3 billion people and which has what they call as a demographic dividend, with more than 65% of our country under 35 years old, and with more than 10,500 engineering institutions, 39,000 colleges, and 1.4 million schools, has a tremendously young population who have the ability to transform not only the country, but also make an impact on the rest of the world. And in this, the Atal Innovation Mission plays an important role, which was set up in 2016, to be able to create that ecosystem, promoting a culture of innovation in our young students from schools, from universities, from the industry, and also to be able to create and promote entrepreneurship so that these young innovative minds find a place in the universities through world-class incubators to create world-class startups that can have an impact on the rest of the world. Also, India has several challenges. 22% of our country is below the poverty line. 44% of our country is agri-economy based. More than 4,000 small towns and cities exist, and there are only 8 tier 1 cities. And when we take these challenges, and we have 715 districts in our country, so it becomes very important for us to align ourselves with the sustainable development goals that the United Nations has been espousing and which both the countries, India and Denmark, have been promoting very actively. In September of 2020, there was a strategic green strategic partnership that was signed by the Honorable Prime Ministers of India as well as that of Denmark. Now, this was very important because this marked not just, India and Denmark have had a relationship of over 400 years, and there has been tremendous positive impact because of these relationships which span over history. But now in the modern technologically-driven world, where technology has become affordable, accessible, available, and advanced, it becomes very important to see how we can leverage technology-driven innovation in a world dominated by 3D printing, robotics, IoT devices, sensor technologies, augmented virtual reality, and miniaturized electronics and cloud services. How do we leverage all of this for the benefit of the people, for the sustainability of our planet, and for addressing the various sustainable development goals? Now, in this, one of the most important goals, of course, is water management. With India having more than 92% of its surface water being wasted in terms of agriculture, and with more than 4,000 towns and cities sprouting up in the horizon of the country and creating the need for people to be able to have hubs of innovation and job creation, we have to address the problems of water management very seriously. And therefore, this today is a very important event where we are joining hands with Denmark, the University of Technical University of Denmark, and with the Innovation Center of Denmark to be able to launch challenges related to water management. Now, this is not only required from the point of view of addressing India's needs, but it is also a very important part to be fulfilling the global needs that are there in the water management crisis that can unfold. All of us are aware that the COVID-19 crisis has created tremendous disruption to lives and livelihoods across the world. However, when a challenge like water becomes manifest to the world, that can have disastrous consequences. So we need to put our minds together, global minds together, and spur innovation, spur entrepreneurship, spur research to be able to address this problem quickly and to be able to solve the problems. And therefore, it is my great privilege today to be able to launch this along with the Honorable His Excellency, the Ambassador of Denmark, and various other dignitaries who are present here from the Innovation Center of Denmark, as well as from the various other innovation communities, and the panel of people who are assisting us in this process to be able to launch this challenge. Ishita, can you show the slides related to this so that I can briefly talk about what the challenge is all about and how we are going to be executing this challenge. But in the meantime, as the slides come up, I do want to say that the Atal Innovation Mission, along with the NITI Aayog, is very focused on seeing not only how these challenges are executed, but to be able to collaborate with Denmark. And this is the first important forum where we are promoting innovation exchange and identifying talented people who can benefit from the ecosystem of both Denmark as well as India. So it is my privilege to launch this AIM-ICDK, the International Center of Denmark, Innovation Center of Denmark, Water Innovation Challenge, which is a global challenge that is going to be executed, but where AIM is going to be coordinating in India. There are 5 challenge areas for the IWA World Water Congress and Exhibition 2021. These challenges are: how can we come up with innovative digital water management solution, leveraging sensor technologies, leveraging cloud technologies, and so on. Not only for the agri community of India, but also for the urban communities, smart cities, smart water management. So we are looking at innovations which are leveraging digital technology to be able to create solutions in water management. Second is solutions for monitoring and prevention of leakage in city water supply. This is a very important challenge that not only Indian cities face, but also the world faces. Third is, how do we ensure that wastewater management is done very effectively across both rural and agri belts as well as urban settlements? The fourth challenge is harvesting city rainwater, which much of city rainwater goes into waste in the cities because of lack of addressing innovative solutions for leveraging it, capturing it, storing it, and disseminating it after cleaning it. And this is true both in the urban and rural settlements. And finally, there is a need for safe and sustained drinking water. Drinking water, clean drinking water, potable drinking water is still a challenge. If, for example, in India, we have 715 districts, out of which 115 are aspirational districts. We need to ensure that all of these districts have access to clean drinking water, because that can prevent so many diseases and so many health problems. Can we go to the next slide? So the challenge is is targeted towards 2 sets of people. One are young academics who are students in schools who are not necessarily entrepreneurs right now, who have not started their startups, but they have an idea, and we want their idea to be converted into an imagination and an innovation that can be presented to us. So these student teams will comprise of maximum of 3 members. with one student entrepreneur, one young researcher, and one additional member to support them. Now, the second set of people who are going to be identified as winners in this challenge are young entrepreneur teams. And so we have a young entrepreneurs track. They're already entrepreneurs. They're already having a startup. They have a small organization. They have come up with a solution. We would like to hear about those solutions which can address the problems and the challenges that we have mentioned. We go to the next slide, please. So what is going to be the process? We are launching this as of today, and we will be launching it. His Excellency, the Ambassador of Denmark, Mr. Frederick Svane, is going to do that along in the midst of all the people who are present. These challenges will be received. There will be an evaluation will be done in the month of January based upon the application received, followed by an incubation period for perfecting that innovation between February to May. So you will have an opportunity. The selected, shortlisted winners will be having an opportunity to perfect their innovation through this period between February to May. There's going to be a Congress held in May of 2021. Sorry, the year seems to be going back to the previous year. All of these years, January 2021, February to May 2021, and in May 2021 there will be a Congress that is being held in Denmark. And following that, the winners will be declared. But more importantly, the winners will have an opportunity for continued support of taking their idea to the market. So this is what it is that the plan is. Can we go to the next slide? I do want to thank profusely a number of experts. Not everybody is listed here. There have been a number of experts from India as well as from Denmark who have been playing a role in identifying not only this challenge, but also giving the mechanics and the framework in which these challenges will operate. And I do want to thank all the people who have mentioned here. Thank you so much. And I know that you are going to be an integral part of not only identifying the challenge, but of evaluating them and be able to mentor the young shortlisted winners in their innovation journey to create a solution that is going to have positive impact on water management across the world. So with this, can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So with this, I am delighted to now have and introduce the Deputy General Director of the Danish Agency for Higher Education and Science, Dr. Stine Joergensen. I request you to kindly share your thoughts and your views on this particular occasion.
Thank you so much. Hello from...
Yes, it is fine.
Yes, yes, from Denmark. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Mission Director Ramanan, for your inspiring words. For me, first of all, I would like to congratulate your team and also... Sorry? Can you hear me?
Your voice is breaking a bit. Yeah, now it's fine. Now it's fine.
It's fine. I hope that the sound is fine from Denmark here. But I would like to congratulate you first and your team, Mr. Ramanan, our team at the Innovation Center, the team at Technical University of Denmark. We assembled virtually to launch this program and this lasting collaboration that was conceived, coordinated, and planned fully in a virtual format. I think that would have been impossible just 1 year ago. I wish that all the young entrepreneurs and young academics that we sent into the world through this program will now get to meet in real life in Copenhagen 6 months from now. We don't know, but hopefully we will be able to meet. But this work does tell me that not even COVID-19 can stop us from working together. And work together to meet the big challenge of our time, climate change, and achieving the green transition with sustainable, inclusive growth together. I was in India almost exactly 1 year ago to visit Indian universities and research institutions, and also to meet my counterparts in the government of India. They agreed that in science and technology promote green transition. Now, 1 year later, are agreed strategic partners as nations. The solution must be green and work for and not against the welfare of our planet. Also, I think that we create should not only benefit Denmark and India, but these solutions can be used in many countries around the world. And to achieve this, two things are essential. Firstly, a focus on research and innovation, and secondly, a strong culture of entrepreneurship. This year in Denmark, we are investing heavily in the green transition. We direct historically a high level of funding towards climate change, mitigation and adaptation. We are establishing what we call green partnerships to work on key missions for green transition. These partnerships, they unite researchers, industry and public authorities to target areas such as CO2 capture, a transformation of our energy system, power to X we call it, sustainable food production, and also the growing plastic challenge. But we need strong research, the development of new technologies and solutions, as well as also the entrepreneurship to the youth to fuel these partnerships. So this program, Next Generation Water Action, conceived by Skylab at the Technical University of Denmark and now developing globally, has all these elements. It involves top water researchers in India and in fact globally in mentoring young startups and students with entrepreneurial mindsets. Based on innovation challenges from across the world, the next generation water experts will apply their minds in inventing the new sustainable water solutions we need tomorrow. I cannot wait to see the Indian entrepreneurs participating with their global peers next May when we all meet, hopefully in real life, at the big International Water Association conference in Denmark. And I can assure you, I will follow the entrepreneurs and really take note of their achievements after May as well. I wish you good luck to all of you. I look forward to seeing the ideas and inventions. And then lastly, I hope that this program becomes the first of many. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Joergensen. And indeed, this is just the beginning of a very strong relationship on innovation and in entrepreneurship between our two countries. I'm sure that this is going to be a harbinger of many, many better things to come. Thank you so much for sharing your words and your thoughts on this particular occasion. And it is very inspiring indeed to all the innovators who are on this call. I now have the pleasure and the privilege to have Mr. Freddy Svane, His Excellency Mr. Freddy Svane, to be able to address us as well as to be able to launch this particular portal. Mr. Freddy Svane is no stranger to India. He's been to India earlier, and now he has come back to a country that he hopefully loves even more. There was a brand name that I understand he got, Mr. Freddy is ready. And he has always been ready to promote collaboration, innovation, entrepreneurship, and various other initiatives to be able to promote not just technical exchanges, but cultural exchanges, which are so very important in a globally connected world. Over to you, Your Excellency, for your kind comments, views, and to be able to launch this portal along with everybody present.
Thank you very much indeed, Ramanan, and I also like to express my gratitude to my good friend, Dr. Stine Joergensen, and new friends and Marianne, Thellersen, and so forth. I'm really pleased to see all of you. I'd like to welcome all of you also on the Indian side. As you rightly said, Ramanan, Denmark and India, we fit together in the sense that in end of September, our two prime ministers agreed to this Green Strategic Partnership. And as your prime minister put it rightly, this is an agreement, a partnership of the new age. And what we are doing and witnessing today and later on also launching is part of that. It's a new way of cooperating. It's a new way of bringing our forces together. We all know that water is the only kind of substance that cannot be replaced. You cannot really substitute it in any way. So what we have to do is really to be innovative. We have to use all our technologies and experiences that we have gathered throughout so many years. Denmark is known for really looking into how can we preserve our water resources. All the tap water that we have in Denmark is coming from the underground. We are not doing desalination and things like that. So consequently, of course, we have developed a lot of technologies. We have raised awareness. We have really introduced new innovations. And hopefully this kind of experience on the Danish side, which not came easily, but it took many, many years to develop that approach, that can also be part of our collaboration with India. We know that in Denmark, since the beginning of the 1980s, we have been almost halving the consumption per capita of water. And that's a huge, huge achievement. We have also really brought down the non-revenue water to a level which is unprecedented. I think in Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, it's down to 3 to 4%. On average in Denmark, 8%. India is on average 50%. So if India really would like to preserve its water resources, and you have to, because you will not get more of it, perhaps you get it the wrong places and in different quantities and so forth, then you also have to raise your awareness, and you can really, I think, follow some of our experiences. And therefore, it's so important that we have this opportunity to launch a challenge for the youngsters, whether they are from the academics or they are entrepreneurs. So I really hope that we can take this forward, and it's so, so important. Of course, the Green Strategic Partnership is not just about government-to-government cooperation. It's also involving and securing that the private sector will be involved. And then today we are really adding the innovation. And I tell you, innovation is a driver for the future. And you might have got the year wrong in your slides, but that's fine, because we would not like to give up 2020 too early, because today we're launching something for the future. So I hope in the future we can also address 2021. And 2021 will give us a great new start. I was in Hyderabad, sorry about this digression, but I was in Hyderabad yesterday to see how the Indian capability and capacities have been really upscaled in order to fight the COVID-19. And I visited 2 companies with colleagues, and they're heavily involved in the development of vaccines and so forth. It was really amazing. But the place is called the Genome Valley. And it came from the snake valley, from a snake bite, which can be poisonous and even lethal, to kind of world-class excellence. And I hope that we can see the same when it comes to water. And therefore, this innovation of bringing the challenges to the young academics as well as the entrepreneurs is a driving force for a better world, a better usage of water. And water is not just, it knows no borders. It knows nothing. So in that context, a drop of water saved in Denmark will also have an impact on the rest of the world. So given the size of India, the scale, the scope, and the speed, which is important here, we need really to look into that and secure that we will apply the best brains we can get from Denmark and from India, and we can take it forward to a level beyond India and Denmark. So I hope that this really will take us forward. As you all will know, we have some cooperation already, has also been reflected in the joint final statement between the 2 prime ministers. We have a project in Udaipur. We have another one in Goa. And it all really boils down to how can we develop new technologies, how can we develop a virtual kind of digital platform that can be applied across India, but hopefully also beyond India. I consider myself, India, as a gateway to Africa, as an example. So what we do out here, what we can cooperate about, will also have an impact, hopefully, to the outside world and the new generations in other continents. I like the idea of hackathons, and you are very good at it in India. You have an ecosystem of startups. So I hope one day we'll have a waterthon, so where all the water-related issues will be dealt with in a proper manner. So we can have fresh water, we can have high-quality water. One thing which has impressed me extremely much since I came back to India was the use of missions. Your Prime Minister is very good at mobilizing people across segments, across all parts of the society by suggesting all the rural households should have tap water by the end of 2024. So that's a kind of mission, and it shows the scale. And hopefully we will also be with you when the last drop of water is reaching Mr. Kumar somewhere in Odisha or somewhere else. So I hope that in the future we'll have the strongest alliance that can be established in this context. And we hope to see a lot of the youngsters, sorry, somebody is breaking down the house here, but I hope that some of the youngsters who will pass this challenge will come up with grand new ideas, so we will be able to see really real time, hopefully also physically in May in Copenhagen, how we can take this challenge forward. And it's so important. We have to inspire next generations, the governments, the businesses, and so forth. So I'm also very happy that the Technical University and the Skylab have taken up this challenge, and they will guide us. They have always been guidance for the Danish society and beyond Denmark. So I hope that this will take our collaboration with India to the next level, a great level. And of course, it's so important that all parts of the Danish government and the Danish embassy, from the Innovation Center to the Trade Council and the embassy as such, and the Consulate General in Bangalore will work together. So let's hope for a better future, a better world. And if Denmark and India can join hands, it will be fantastic. I have one last remark before I'm formally launching this challenge. This is that in India, you have a number of missions. You have the Jal Jeevan, the tap water to the rural household. You have Swachh Bharat, which is about cleaning, sanitation, and avoiding open defecation. You're also launching a newer mission about hygiene and so forth. And it all boils down to water. And I hope that these three missions will guide us in the future. So with these words, don't forget that even the smallest drop of water is important, and just a small drop of water can rescue life, but it can also destroy the whole environment if it's contaminated. So let's work together and let's apply our mindset and challenge the youngsters of our society to take these things forward. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, friends of a green and sustainable world, I am extremely happy to launch this water challenge. And I do hope that water will be cheaper, better, higher quality, and sufficient to all of us when these people have innovated. So let's innovate by clapping our hands. Thank you very much indeed. A pleasure.
So here is the application. Thank you, Your Excellency, for a very inspiring address, inspiring all the youngsters. They are the dreamers, they are the change makers, they are the people with the imagination, and they can convert their imagination into innovations that can have huge impact on the world. And as you rightly mentioned, we need world-class innovation, world-class ideas that can help us to save every drop of water. Every drop of water saved is a life saved, and nothing in this planet is more precious than water, as all of us know. So I think your address has been able to inspire and will continue to inspire all of the people who have joined this call and all who are responding to this challenge. And as you also rightfully mentioned, this is not just the beginning, but this is also the beginning for a tremendous collaboration between the private sector of both the countries, between the trade bodies of the organized and the countries. And indeed, this is, I mean, you gave an excellent idea. Instead of having termed it as a water challenge, we should have termed it as a waterthon. It is most appropriate. So going forward, we will have more waterthons and other hackathons that we can participate to create the green world that we all so desire and which is so necessary for our planet. So thank you again for your clarion call and for your sharing of many points which are so relevant. At this point, I would like to play the video address by the Honorable Vice Chairman of NITI Aayog, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, who unfortunately, due to a prior conflict, was not able to attend this in person, but he has a video message for all of us who are present today.
Namaskar. The world faces an acute water problem today. This is an integral part of our overall ecological and environmental concerns and problems that faces our planet at this point. To focus on water is imperative, especially for India, which, as the NITI Aayog report in 2018 brought out, is faced with the water crisis, which is worsening every year. We have to take active and immediate steps to save water, to conserve water, to find different sources of water, and to prevent its wasteful use across all sectors of the economy, including agriculture, which uses 92% of the water in our country, industry, urban agglomerations, and village communities. Her Excellency, Miss Mette Frederiksen, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Denmark, and Honorable Mr. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, co-chaired a virtual summit between India and Denmark on 28th September 2020 to focus on these issues. Given the shared desire to remain trusted partners, the two Prime Ministers agreed to elevate India-Denmark relations to a green strategic partnership. This partnership would build on and consolidate the existing agreement, establishing a joint commission for cooperation, which was signed on 6 February 2009 between the two countries. The two Prime Ministers further agreed to work towards expanding and strengthening the government-to-government cooperation on environment, water, and circular economy. As part of this green strategic partnership, Atal Innovation Mission, a flagship initiative of NITI Aayog, has committed to promote innovation and entrepreneurship in the country, and along with the Technical University Denmark, Dutch Embassy and the Innovation Center Denmark have set out to explore the Indian water issues and the means to change the Indian water paradigm through for better ecology and environment protection. We have launched the AIM, the Atal Innovation Mission, and ICDK Water Innovation Challenge. The challenge would address the technology-driven innovative means for effective water management in emerging economies. These challenges will range across the Indian geography, and I am certain that these efforts would assist us in devising a more robust and new age solution to tackle the difficult period ahead. I congratulate the owners of the challenges for this mindful effort of exploring India's water problem that would propel the data, technology, applied research and innovation efforts of the nascent water technology sector in India. I would like to emphasize that technology and innovation would play the prime role in finding a solution to our water problem. But we have to rely upon more and more innovation-led methods to tackle the acute problem that is faced today, that we are faced with today. And I'm sure that this collaboration between AIM and ICDK will take us forward in that regard. The 5 challenges that the two are offering are: 1, on digital water management solutions; 2, on solutions for monitoring and prevention of leakage in city water supply; wastewater management across rural and agricultural belts and urban settlements. And here I hope they would emphasize the better use and less wasteful use of water in agricultural operations. 4th, city water harvesting in rural and urban settlements. And 5, the safe and sustained drinking availability of safe and sustained drinking water. It's a great pleasure to take part in this inauguration, and I wish all the very best for this partnership that is focused on the critical issue facing not only the two countries but the global community as well at this point of time. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairman, for that very important message to all of us. Indeed, we will be leveraging technology to the hilt in being able to drive water management innovation to address the various problems that you so eloquently identified facing India and perhaps also facing other economies like Africa and other emerging economies. I now have the pleasure and privilege to have the Denmark Technical University Vice President for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Marianne Thellersen, to be able to share her thoughts and her views on this very important initiative that has been launched with her help and the help of her university, Skylabs, and the Innovation Center of Denmark.
Thank you very much. The Technical University of Denmark has a very strong commitment to sustainability and the Sustainable Development Goals. And I guess all of us know that without water, no life. It's very simple, isn't it? We couldn't be here without water. So water is simply just very important for us. We believe that it is vital to involve both students, researchers, and companies in identifying sustainable solutions and bringing them to society. We know that the young people want, and they should play an important role in catalyzing ideas and solutions to world-pressing problems. And that's why DTU Skylab has developed this concept called Next Generation. Next Generation is a program where students and researchers and student-associated startups can participate and develop together. Co-creation is so important, and also involving many different nationalities is very important, and that's also what we do in this program. We are aware that we can learn a lot from India. The Danish students will learn so much from engaging with Indian students, and we hope vice versa as well. I think that developing together is the only way that we can solve these world-pressing problems. So Next Generation is all about co-creation between nationalities, and we do that in many different ways. Of course, it's course collaborations, it's journeys, it's sprints, it's hackathons, and all these kind of fancy new words that we use for everything. But it works. It gives energy, it gives ideas, and it brings ideas to society, and that's really important. In order to fulfill these aspirations that we have, we need to work also with other organizations. And we are very pleased that the World Water Conference or Congress will work together with us and work together with our students and entrepreneurs. And they will get a place in the Congress, and the Congress will help our students and entrepreneurs in evolving their ideas. I think that's really also important because there we have all the experts and work together with us. That's a unique opportunity that we hope we can exploit together. We're also very happy that we have gotten economic support from two Danish foundations, Poul Joergensen Foundation and Rambøll Foundation. I think it's important to mention that they support as well. We could not do that without the economic support also from these foundations. So now we have people, we have knowledge, we have a bit of economic support. I mean, that can make things happen, right? So in Denmark, we are so happy that we have this collaboration with India. We believe India is a key for us to evolve in this direction, and we look forward to meeting you all in May in Copenhagen, hopefully. So all the best.
Thank you, Ms. Marianne. And indeed, we are all looking forward to assembling together in Denmark in May. And I'm sure we are going to see some wonderful innovations coming out of the young people who are all, listening to this challenge here, which have been outlined to them, as well as an opportunity to collaborate. And indeed, you're very right. It is going to be co-innovation that is going to dominate the world going forward. It is going to be collaboration between the young innovators from different countries whose cross-fertilization of ideas can lead to great innovation. Diversity of thinking always brings in great results. And I'm sure that this is just the beginning of a series of collaboration between young students from India and from Denmark and young entrepreneurs from both the countries to create new channels of exchanges, new channels of working together to be able to realize their dreams of a better world. And in the process, realize our dreams of a better world. I also want to once again thank all the other people who have been working in the background, the teams from Technical University of Denmark, from the Innovation Center of Denmark, from the Embassy, and from Atal Innovation Mission. All of these people have been working very hard in the background to come to this point. And I'm sure this is just the beginning of a more exciting, long journey together to be able to realize the objectives of this particular challenge. And I also want to thank all the panelists, all the people who have been specialists who have joined in this particular journey. Without your help, we would not be able to arrive at the challenge as well as the evaluation, which is so necessary for us to be able to recognize great innovations making a great impact. With that, I turn it over once again back to Ishita Agarwal. Thank you all for joining this, and a word of thanks from Ishita to everybody who is joined on this call.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ramanan. I'd like to thank everyone who's joined us from various parts of the country and various parts of the world as well, from the University of Denmark, the Embassy, the various startups and incubators, and the previous challenge winners of Atal Innovation Mission, the Atal Tinkering Lab, students and teachers and innovation coaches who are with us on this call right now and are listening to us. And I do hope that we get a lot of applications from schools and entrepreneurs and startups that we can support and solve some of the crucial challenges related to water for India and for the world. Thank you so much, and we'll now take your leave. Thanks for joining. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, Ishita. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.